Hey, what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here checking in on this Saturday night, party night once again, right? For a lot of folks, not for me. I think I'm past that party age anyway. It is August 1st, 2020, about 8:07 p.m. West Coast time here in California, and taking a look at the latest information on Tropical Storm Isaias as of 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which was just 11, about 8 minutes ago. We're looking at maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour, gust up to about 75. So this is still currently a tropical storm. It is predicted, according to the folks there at the National Hurricane Center, to strengthen here pretty rapidly right about the time it reaches the Florida coastline, right around Miami, or at least just north of there, to hurricane status, which would put it between 74 to 95 mile per hour sustained winds there. So that's still on track, and it's still looking likely that it will. Right now it's kind of in a disorganized stage at the moment, but it is expected to strengthen slightly and then eventually weaken after that. But here's the estimated time frame for arrival of Tropical Storm Isaias. Eventually will be a hurricane. It looks like right around 5 a.m. it looks to be a time frame, according to the Wonder Underground Hurricane Center here. 5 a.m. tomorrow, we're looking at potentially hurricane status, and that will be right at the just to the east of the Miami area. Of course, there is a cone of uncertainty, right? You can see that area to the west and also the area to the east, with the trajectory right in the middle. But there is that cone, so you kind of have to account for that. It could be a little bit inland more, or it could be a little bit eastward. I believe that it's going to be pretty much right on track here with what they have here in this blue line here, right in the middle. So this thing will slowly make its way north. Looks like tomorrow around 5 p.m. it will still be a Category 1 strength hurricane. So it looks like all day tomorrow there along the coast of Florida, just right around the Miami area northward, will be under a hurricane warning. And looks like possibly the next day here, which would be on a Monday, this thing slowing back down a little bit and dropping down to a tropical storm level there, well north of looks like the Deer Park area, Deer Creek area. So, and that's at 5 a.m. there on August 3rd. It looks like drop down. But anyway, after that, it's going to go pretty much slide up the eastern coast over here, dropping some rain. But just as a, looks like should be a tropical depression, I believe, tropical storm area status, I should say. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Like I say, it's very possible this thing will strengthen. And let's see if we can get the satellite up here real quick. This is kind of a cool infrared view of the current tropical storm Isaias right now. You can see the high top thunderstorms blowing up like crazy east of Miami, with the eye wall just to the south here of this big cluster of storms there. Pretty neat to see. Eventually, like I said, this thing will be hurricane status once again. I did want to see what, okay, let's see here. This thing's moving northwest at about 8 miles per hour, so it's pretty slow. And there's the winds once again, 70 miles per hour sustained. A little bit of information from the National Hurricane Center there in Miami. Deep convection has increased this evening in a cluster to the east and northeast of the aircraft observed center position. Radar data suggests a mid-level center of vorticity maximum in that area. Okay, we're going into a bunch of stuff here. A lot of technical weather details and stuff that I don't even understand. But here's the key messages that they're kind of putting out here. Hurricane conditions and dangerous storm surge will continue in portions of the northwest Bahamas through Sunday morning. Hurricane conditions are expected along portions of the Florida East Coast on Sunday, with tropical storm conditions expected to begin late tonight, Saturday night. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion. Yeah, I mentioned about storm surge and whatnot. A big deal, definitely a big deal out there for storm surge. Potential for flash flooding and urban flooding as well, especially in those low-lying and poorly drained areas along the east coast of the United States there. Let's see what else we got on this thing. It's I think we checked the forecast, didn't we? Let's see, they don't have, oh, there we go. We already did check that. Let's see what we got here. There was one more map I kind of wanted to show. I don't know if this is it or not. This kind of includes the radar, or at least the infrared version of the satellite. Not really liking that, but it does show the track up here as well. You can see a little bit more detail. Palm Beach, Miami, like I said, this activity, the main region, is supposed to be north of Miami, and that's kind of looking like that's what they're forecasting as well. Palm Beach going to get in on the action specifically, as well as Port St. Lucie, and looks like Palm Bay as well, before it starts to die off and head north and then northeastward eventually as a tropical storm. So it's luckily it's not, a major hurricane here. It's definitely can do some damage, right? Any tropical storm can do some damage out there, especially with it in its strengthening stage, which it's expected to do. So just be on guard. Make sure if you are out there in Florida, we had a couple of viewers comment on our last video here, tuning in from Florida, so I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Just stay weather aware, right? The main thing is pay attention to your weather media, and that includes not your friends on social media, but the professional National Weather Service and stuff like that. Your local government, I guess. Those are the folks that are going to be issuing the warnings. And that's pretty funny. They got coronavirus up here on the weather. Oh my gosh, on the weather options here. Absolutely crazy. Here's current radar. A little bit of light shower activity north of Palm Beach region, heading into the Port St. Lucie region. So we'll keep an eye on this, folks. I'll probably do an update video a little bit later or early tomorrow morning. Here's another predicted weather model. This is something I use when I'm out storm chasing, and it's been pretty accurate, I should say. This is a GFS 6 model precipitation rate here, and you can kind of follow the track here, and it sticks pretty much the same as the Wonder or Weather Underground maps do, just right off the coast. It looks like the eye wall, if there is one, or at least the center of the storm, so to speak, riding that eastern coastline there of Florida. So it's going to be a busy day early tomorrow morning and throughout the day in the region. So just be safe out there and stay weather aware, like I said. Eventually this thing dies off and heads up along the northeastern coast there, and provides a bunch of rainfall, which kind of wish we had out here in California, but that's all right. It's California, right? We got some moderate drought conditions out here. Not good. So we will continue to provide updated information if this thing strengthens even more. Category 2 or whatnot, or at least close to it. We will do an update video on that ASAP. But for now, predicted models show it reaching just hurricane category 1 status there, right around the Palm Beach region, and then extending up to Palm Bay before its weakening phase, heading off to the north and northeast there, off of Daytona Beach. So Stay weather aware, folks. We'll do a quick update on the earthquake activity around the globe real quick. I mean, it's been a pretty active day, no doubt. A lot of activity popping up there in the western part of the Pacific Ring of Fire and into the Indonesia Islands area. It all started with this big 6.4, struck at about 500 or 479 kilometers below the surface. That actually seemed like it started a cluster of large quakes through the region over here, and also specifically through the southeast over here. They had a 6.0 that was upgraded from that 5.7. At one point, there was a back-to-back 5.7 thing there. lost my train of thought again. But looks like that has disappeared. Now they only stuck with one earthquake, and that being a 6.0 Papua New Guinea region. That pretty shallow at about 10 kilometers below the surface. There was a couple of smaller earthquakes there, just under the 5.0 threshold near the Solomons Island region. And then some larger quake activity over here towards Tonga, 5.6. And a couple smaller quakes there near the Samoa area. But definitely a large increase in activity following that 6.4 this morning in the Philippines area. Also, Hawaii had a fairly reasonable sized earthquake, right? Originally it was a 4.0, got upgraded to a 4.4. Now it looks like it's a 4.2 inland of the Hawaii area, not offshore. This is kind of inland, and the depth of this still remains fairly deep, 31.7 kilometers below the surface there. This is definitely something to watch, as we could be seeing potential magma flow down there, or lava flow in that area. I shouldn't say magma, lava. Magma, lava, same thing, right? Pretty much, right? Way down there, about 31 kilometers or so below the surface. So something to keep an eye on, and we are definitely keeping an eye on it here at the channel. Something changes there, or we see a swarm breaking out, we'll definitely do an update video. West Coast still seeing activity, a little swarming activity up in Alaska as well. But other than that, no major quakes to report out here along the West Coast yet. Yet is the key word, right? Yellowstone National Park here. We covered this a little bit earlier. No swarming. A couple small microquakes showing up here on the seismograph stations there in the western part of the park. But pretty mellow. All right, folks, we're going to jump off here. I did include a live stream there from Deerfield Beach. Did I call it Deer Park earlier? I can't remember. Deerfield. Anyway, Deer something. Deerfield Beach there, well north of Miami. This area right here will be the main area to watch for Category 1 strength hurricane. Category 1 strength winds tomorrow. Once it does become a major or a good-sized hurricane there. Something to watch for sure. Hopefully that webcam will stay up and running for a little bit, and we'll keep an eye on it. There we go. What do we got? What do we got there? 5.7 popping off. Did we see that? Did I mention that? Actually, the latest earthquake right there showing up on the globe, and the green flag there just looks like it just happened here. So activity continues, folks. Definitely picking up on this area of the globe here. I think that 6-pointer had some, or 6.4 right here. You can see this large ring off the globe. Definitely made some adjustments way down below, and we're seeing the compensation for it in this area, obviously, and other areas to watch are definitely in the West Coast. We did see a strange, deeper earthquake up here, 5.0, south of Puerto Rico region near the Venezuela area. Looks like a few folks felt that as well. Don't really see a whole lot of deep earthquake activity in that area, so it's kind of a little surprising, but we'll just see what Mother Nature wants to throw at us. She's in control, there's no doubt. No man is in control of this. So anyway, folks, have a good night. Stay safe out there. It is Saturday night. There's a lot of crazy folks where I live, and I live in a small little town here in California, so if it's crazy here in a small town, I can only imagine the bigger cities. Stay safe, folks. We'll chat you guys another time.